Hello, trail travelers. We are out in Tarryall, Colorado, getting ready to hit China Wall. It is mid-November and it is a gorgeous day. It's a little windy today, but it is absolutely beautiful, and there's no snow here yet, which is very strange. So we wanted to catch it one last time before it got all covered in snow. So it's Katerina and myself and Philip and Dana over there. We're gonna go have some fun. So stay right there. We'll be right back. Well, we are out here at China Wall outside of Tarryall, Colorado. It's a great trail. It's a lot of fun. It's not very difficult, but it just makes for a fun day. And it's gonna close soon due to snow. So we wanted to go out and hit it at least once this year and really have some fun on it. But as you'll see in a few minutes, something goes wrong and it puts a quick end to our day. China wall doesn't have a lot of like difficult obstacles, and this is the first kind of big obstacle on the trail. This is a fun little wall here, and of course the Jeep's not going to have any problems getting over this. And you can see there's no crazy angles, there's no weird wheel angles going on. But as Katerina got to the bottom of it, I hear a pop sound with ting, ting, ting of parts flying all over the place. So we needed to stop, figure out what was going on, and see if it was going to be safe to get off the trail. And fortunately, we were able to keep driving and turn around and go out, but sure enough, we managed to break our Jeep. Well, we broke. We actually had a U-joint explode on us, and wasn't fun. Not fun at all. We were able to actually drive out. We made it back to the trailhead, and now we're waiting on someone to bring us some parts so that we can get it fixed. All we're going to do is we're going to pull the axle shaft out, put a new one in, or just an old one. We're going to put one in that has a working ball joint on it, or U-joint on it, and then we'll drive it back to town. Not a huge ordeal, but it did blow up pretty good, and it's probably not good to drive on it. Even though in two-wheel drive, we only got power going to the rear, you know, it's still going to be loose in there, and I don't want it chewing up the yoke or causing any additional damage. So we're just going to be safe. We have someone on their way. Unfortunately, it's a 2-hour drive from anywhere to get out here to China Wall, but we have it as disassembled as we can. We've got the brake caliper off, we have the rotor off, and now we're waiting for him to show up with the right nut to take the axle shaft off, and then we'll be out of here. But right now, it's sit and wait because we finally broke our Jeep. Okay, so I want to show you what happened. And what I'm going to show you is the front driver's side axle shaft U-joint and how it just shattered on us. And we didn't quite get stranded. We had some help and someone was able to bring a replacement part. But let me show you the part so you can see exactly what's going on. Okay, so this is our regular U-joint, and this piece over here, there should be one over here. That's completely sheared off. Then on the sides, you can see all these needle bearings in here, and most of them are gone. So it shot all these needle bearings out, and the end there looks okay, but then this side is completely shot. And if we look at the other piece here, you can see there's still part of the U-joint embedded in that, and there's parts of it over in this side as well. So what we ended up with was a bad situation. We got a broken U-joint. Okay, so there's basically 3 options. There's one, replace the U-joint. Okay, easy enough. And these Jeep JL U-joints are actually pretty darn good. They're pretty solid, they're fairly beefy, and for some people, and a lot of people, they'll last the lifetime of the vehicle. So just replacing the U-joint is not a bad idea. Now these do have about 64,000 miles on them. So if I was going to replace one, it would kind of make sense to replace both. Do both sides. You know, that way you have brand new ones there. The chance that the other one, you know, could possibly have a stress fracture or something, and it's going to go out in the future. I mean, that's possible. So why not just put both of them in? Cost-wise, they're only about $40 a piece, but your labor is very expensive because you have to pull so much of the axle stuff out. You got to pull the axle shafts out so that you can work on these and replace the U-joints. It's a lot of labor. Now, another option is, and there is apparently some upgraded U-joints. Okay, well, instead of $40 a piece, they're $80 a piece, and you still have all the labor. So it doesn't really solve the problem, other than it does make for stronger U-joints. The third option is going with RCVs. And those are complete replacement axle shafts that instead of using U-joints, it uses a like a constant velocity hub system that is much more robust, where the U-joints can actually bind at certain angles, which is probably what happened here. It was just this, weird angle that it got to, and it just torqued it and ended up breaking it. So the RCVs would definitely solve that problem. Now, you're going from a part that's only about 50 bucks to a part that's about $1,300. The flip side of that is your labor is going to be less than the labor to replace the U-joints, because you have to do all the same work of getting all these pieces out, then you have to work on getting these U-joints replaced. With RCVs, you're taking the same amount of stuff out and then you're just putting new stuff back in without any of the additional labor of dealing with the U-joints. So you're going to have a lower labor cost but a higher part cost. So typically, to have a shop do RCVs, you're probably going to be in the $1,800–$1,900 range. Now, we did have a little oil leaking from our front right seal, the inner seal on the differential, and that could have been because of this. Once this went out and all of a sudden the main axle isn't straight anymore and it's like flopping around, that could have damaged the inner seal. So I'm going to have new inner seals done just to make sure, and we're going with the RCVs. So we're going to head over to the Edge Automotive 4x4 and let them do the work. They're going to get it up on the lift, they're going to do it way faster, and they're going to do those inner seals, which is something that I don't have the tools for. So if I'm going to have those done anyway, in order to get to those seals, you have to pull the axle shafts out. Well, okay, fine. We're already pulling them out to do the RCVs. So doing the inner seals at the same time is really no additional labor cost. And the parts are about $38 for one side and like $44 for the other side. So with everything else we're doing to get the RCVs in, spending another $100 and having brand new inner seals done at the same time is probably going to be worth it. So let's head over to the shop. Let's get things started. So we had a couple options. Do we put on, just fix the U-joints and do both sides? Do we look at some upgraded U-joints and put those on both sides? Because the Jeep's got almost 64,000 miles on it. And if I'm going to replace one U-joint, I probably should replace both of them and make sure that they're both new, and that I'm less likely to have a problem with either one of them again, for quite a while. Or is it time to do something different? Well, it's time to do something different. And that's why we're back here at the Edge Automotive 4x4 here just south of Denver off Hamden Avenue. They're the only people that I trust to work on Optimus here. So we're going to go in, we'll talk to Chris about what we're doing, and we're going to get an upgrade. Yep, we are going with RCVs. These are going to be much stronger than the stock axles. They're actually guaranteed for life with up to 43-inch tires. I'm only running 38s, so there's going to be plenty of strength here. Now, we also went with the package that deletes the front axle disconnect, which is going to add another 5% of increased strength to the whole system. So one less thing to break. And yeah, well, after breaking that U-joint, we figure with the extra labor and everything to fix those, moving to the RCVs was the right choice. So we've got the Jeep kind of tore down, and we're ready to start putting these bad boys in, and they're going to make a nice difference out on the trail. All right, we've got the RCVs installed on here, and you can see I have them in this custom orange color. It's the only color that you can get, so they do kind of stand out a little bit. Now, what this is going to do for the Jeep is give full power at any angle versus U-joints, which can bind up. And well, that's probably what happened, is everything just happened to be just at the right angle, and because the U-joints were there, things bound up and it sheared the U-joint. But with the RCVs, now you have this continuously variable angle that it can deliver full power. So there's not going to be any fade there, there's not going to be any weak spot because it's of the way this is designed. Now, these do have a lifetime warranty when running up to 43-inch tires. I'm only running 38, so I'm well within that, but these are going to be way stronger than the stock axles. Wasn't an upgrade I was looking at doing just yet, but it made sense, since we were going to have to repair the U-joints anyway, to go ahead and go with the RCVs. So that is our upgrade for the day here at the Edge 4x4, and thanks to Noah for doing a great job in getting this knocked out quickly. Now we just got to get the tires back on and get out of here, and we'll be on the trails this weekend so we can see if we can really tell a difference. As you can see, we hit the trail. We went out and we hit Yankee Hill over the weekend and got up on all the obstacles, tried to take all the hard lines. And can you tell a difference with the RCVs? And the short answer is no, you can't. It's one of those upgrades that when everything's working right, you shouldn't notice it. It's when it doesn't work right, or when you need it, that's when you can tell. When your U-joints are binding up at the right angles, you can feel that. You can feel that hop with the tires as the power is being jerky. The RCVs, you're not going to feel that. You're just going to feel things working. So it's, I love upgrades like the metal cloak suspension or the JKS springs, where you put those on and you're just like, wow, this is like driving a different vehicle. But with the RCVs, you're not going to have this, whoa, what a difference feeling. What you're going to have is peace of mind. You're going to have a stronger front axle. You're going to have a system that's not going to bind up at certain angles. You're going to get more power to the front wheels at any different angle of articulation. You're going to have a system that just works better, but you're not going to really feel that difference. So is it worthwhile? Absolutely, it's worthwhile. It's going to prevent us from having problems. We have Yukon gear and axle rear end. We have now the RCVs on the front end. We have a really strong setup. And with pulling the trailer and with the 38-inch tires, we want the strength. And so that is giving us a peace of mind when we're out on the trail. But in terms of performance, are you going to tell the difference? Probably not. So keep that in mind if you're thinking about going to RCVs. It's really not going to be this, whoa, what a difference this made. It's just going to work. It's going to work well, and it's going to last, and it's going to hold up to a lot of abuse. And that's what they're for. So if that's something that you're considering, go ahead. I mean, we did it. We're really happy with the decision, and we're glad we did it. But I wanted you to know you're not going to feel this huge difference. So thanks for watching, everybody. This has been Kerry with Trail Traveler. Be safe out there. We'll see you on the trails.